There's two issues that speak to that point. Firstly, the concern the Prime Minister has as to the rule-taking element of the backstop, where those in Northern Ireland will continue to take rules in the backstop over which they would not have a say. And secondly, the element of consent from both parts of the community in Northern Ireland and the concern that that is undermined by concerns in the community. And to address her earlier intervention, because she also made an intervention in respect of contact with the Irish Government, the Prime Minister is discussing the issues around the alternative arrangements with the Taoiseach on Monday, and that builds on considerable other interaction with the Irish Government. For example, I had a meeting with Simon Coveney in the Irish Embassy in Paris, I think it was last week, and the Foreign Secretary met him as well in the same week. So there's been extensive contact with the Irish Government. The Prime Minister's EU Sherpa, Mr Speaker, is in Brussels today. He had the last round of technical talks last week. He will have further talks on Wednesday exploring much of this detail. But the detail needs to be in place at the end of the implementation period, which is the end of 2020, or even potentially, by mutual agreement, a further 1 or 2 years. So that timescale is realistic and it is negotiable. Mr Speaker, the bill, we're very happy to talk about the bill. The issue for him is he talks about voting against a deal. He talks against no deal, and he should come clean and admit that actually what his position is he is opposed to Brexit entirely. Mr Speaker, the public want Brexit delivered. The business community want certainty. This bill will leave our negotiations in purgatory with a third extension after more than 3 years. Much has been made, Mr Speaker, about parliamentary time, about the period between now and the 14th of October. But the EU themselves say that a deal would not be struck until the 11th hour, that it would take the EU Council decision on the 17th to reach a decision. So the issue is not the time that is spent in September, the issue is the time between the 17th of October and the 31st of October. Mr Speaker, over the summer, this new government has narrowed down its negotiating asks as set out in the letter to President Tusk. It's targeted its request on the withdrawal agreement and a best-in-class FTA. This is a bill that is intended to stop Brexit. I urge colleagues to oppose it.
Order. Under the order of the House.